Hey guys, it's the interview queen Alicia Atout here, and I'm very excited to be catching up with Call Me Karizma. Hello.
We made it. Technology's cool, so I don't even have to be in your city this time.
I know I've been seeing you in so long. Like it's been way too long. It's been years, but thanks to good old
2016, probably.
holy shnikes, was it 3 years ago?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
nuts.
no, it's 2020, but 4 years, almost 4 years ago.
Hey, we're getting used to that, eh? Like new
Crazy.
year, new decade. Were you able to enjoy the holidays at all? Take some time off?
Yeah, I've been back in Minnesota for like 6 weeks now, ever since Thanksgiving, which I know you guys don't have Thanksgiving there in Canada, or you do maybe, just a different
We
type.
do, but it's a month before you guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So I've been home for like 6 or 7 weeks. I actually go back to LA Thursday, which is 4 days from now. So I'll be back there for a while. I have like 3 music videos to shoot all of the month of January, and then hopefully play some shows soon. So
Okay, I'm glad you brought up shows because you played your first shows in over 2 years recently. I know it was a whirlwind of emotions for you, so kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
tell me a little bit about being back on stage and meeting your fans again in person and all of it.
Oh, it's the greatest feeling because like that's what I do this for, is to meet fans and like to play shows because you know I, everyone can like make music in their bedroom type thing, but it's when people show up to your shows, which I'm grateful to have people show up. Um, it's like a feeling I can't really describe until you're on stage, or it's just doing whatever you love. You interview people, you do a bunch of different things I see online, and like when you get to do something you love, and not only do it, but it's your living. Like it's like this is my job as well. So like two birds, one stone type thing. It's the greatest feeling ever. So
You have to tell me a little bit about why you decided to take those 24 months away. I know a big part of it was kind of taking a step back, really working on yourself. So just tell me a bit about that.
yeah, I toured at a super young age, and you know tripped up a lot along the ways, ruined some relationships, and it was just a time there's like, dude, I'm gonna be 25 next year. I need to like really figure out, what I'm here for. Is it all about, partying, girls, things like that? Like that's not what I got into this for, and I got caught up along the way. I was touring across the country at like 18 and 19 years old, and you know, I really wanted to like focus on what my purpose was, and I for sure lost myself along the way, and I've just been like working on music since then, rebuilding relationships with even friends, like, so yeah, it was a big rebuilding time.
That's crazy to hear because I feel like I used 2019 very much in the same way. Like when I interviewed you, as we mentioned, it was 4 years ago,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I was 20 at the time, and we were both so young. And I remember like it was one of the earlier on in my career, and I feel like 2019, I realized, man, I've really let my job get in the way, and I've been working so much. I don't really get to see these friends as much, and so I've been
yeah,
trying to hang with people more and rebuild that kind of stuff because you have to realize like yeah, our jobs are awesome, but
yeah.
there's other stuff that's important too.
When it's not like I get done with the work at 5 and that's it, like it's
Exactly.
it's bittersweet. Like sometimes I'm like, God, it'd be so cool to just go to work, get home, and that's it, you know?
I've said the same thing. Like that
Yeah,
9 to 5 sometimes sounds nice, and then I'm like,
it's
no.
no, I for sure just go back and forth sometimes. Obviously, I would always want to, just do music and not have a regular job. But there's some times where I'm like, people get done. Like my dad gets done with work on Friday, and then he's done till Monday. Like it's no one calls him, nothing. So it's like I don't know, but
I love how much I relate to you on that. Like
yeah, yeah,
it's ridiculous.
for sure.
So you mentioned earlier how much you do it for the fans and you love connecting with your fans. And last year you did everything from showing up to a kid's place to surprise them to putting your number out there, which is very vulnerable and very
Yeah,
personal things. So
yeah,
as
yeah.
far as the number thing goes, what exactly sparked that idea? And is it still ringing off the hook to this day?
Well, so I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of artists are doing it lately, and I'm for sure not the first one. But I did it probably almost 2 years ago. It was like at the beginning of 2018 when I went on tour with Modson. I got like a second phone number, and I can use right from my phone, and it's just a good way to connect with people. Also, like if you want an artist's phone number, it's clear that you're like a bigger, not a bigger fan, but you know what I mean. You're more dedicated to it. You're not just a passerby or a follow on Instagram. And I was like, I want a way to connect with them because social media, like you have 100,000 followers, but only 10,000 people see your story or this or that. So not everyone gets to see it, but a text message is right to them. So I'm like, if I have a show coming up or I want them to have first dibs at merch or new music or unreleased songs. So I'll send it to them first. And I think that's just and you see a lot of artists doing it now. Everyone's got like their phone number, like text me kind of thing. So I'm happy to be, one of the first people that was doing that at school.
Not super cool. I feel like it can be taken two ways. One, it's wow, this person's really open to communicating with fans, and then at the same time, fans can almost abuse it. So,
Yeah.
like, has everything been pretty smooth sailing, or have you kind of had those moments where you're like, oh no, like this is,
No, I mean it's a cool little setup. I have a way to kind of, it's not just buzzing all the time. Like I have to like kind of go into it, and then it's overwhelming. But that's the time I spend going through messages and whatnot.
Okay. Well, something cool happened recently, and that's that Monster was featured in The Purge.
Yeah.
I binge watched the crap out of that show last weekend. Like, I watched all 20 episodes, I think, in 4 days with my family. And then I was watching with my dad, and my dad goes, "That's Karizma!" And it was so funny. He was there for our first interview. So you actually, like, you said how once you heard the song and you saw everything come to fruition, like, you were just sobbing. So that must have been really surreal for you.
It was crazy because the song came out a year ago, because I think it came out the end of January last year, so it's almost a year ago, and it's just weird that it's just now kind of picking up. Like it was on rock radio like a year ago. It was top 40 like rock Billboard, which isn't like pop or anything, but it was still like a crazy thing. My dad's like, Bill, your parents don't really get everything, but then they see Billboard and they're like, "Oh, son's on Billboard," So that was a cool thing. But it's what is that? 10 months later, it starts getting put in TV shows. So it's cool to see like how songs have a shelf life. And also my song "F You Tell F You," the first year it came out, which was on that tour that you interviewed me, it didn't even hit 1 million streams yet. It was at like a couple 100,000 when we interviewed, and now it's at 25 million. It's like and no like playlist or anything. It gets over 1 million a month just constantly, and it's just, I think it shows that good music will last. So just make good songs and don't worry if it doesn't blow up right away, because it might. So
that was one of my favorite tracks I discovered in that year of interviewing. Like, cool. It's so catchy. And I remember you telling me the story about finding the female vocalist on it, and it was so, just the way that those kind of things fall into place, it was so neat. But that's amazing. 25 million, that's bonkers.
I know, and it was completely independent too, which is great. So
good for you, man. That makes me so proud.
Thanks, yeah.
Of course. So since we're talking about having your songs featured in TV shows, what would be that dream show or movie where you would just completely lose it if your song was in it?
Let's see. I mean, I don't know. I don't keep up to date as on many shows right now. I'm kind of the guy that everyone has to tell me 1 million times to watch. I was like the late to Breaking Bad type guy. But if they're still making Breaking Bad type shows or Narcos, like I love all those like kind semi-true crime shows. I love that kind of stuff. So I don't really have like a main one, but I got addicted to Narcos. Have you seen the Don't F with Cats TV
Wasn't
show?
That insane? And he's from my freaking hometown. Like,
I know.
That's another one I binge watched. I know it was only like 4 episodes or something, but I knew the whole story with him from when I was a kid, right?
I had no idea.
Yeah. But I didn't know that's what the show was about. So when it all unraveled, I was like, holy shit, no. Like,
and I was just in Toronto, which is so funny, and I met a person there who's from like Peterborough or whatever, and that's right. Like, and I was like, what's that? And people were making fun of it. They're like, just some tiny little weird town. And then all of a sudden, I watched this episode like a week later. I'm like, Peterborough, and I call him up like, dude. And he's like, what? And he didn't know that person was like from that area. So he like watched it. He's like, I'm tripping out.
That show is absolutely insane. Like, is there anything else lately you've kind of been like super into, like that show, or you've just binge watched it through?
Well, actually not. Shameless, but that's old too. Like I rewatch shows all the time. Like the same with The Office. Like I know exactly what everyone's gonna say, but it doesn't matter. Like I just put it on in the distance and I just hang out, and it's like a comfort thing. You like know what's gonna happen, but it's also funny. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say thank you so very much for taking the time today to catch up, hang out. It was so lovely finally being able to see you and do this.
For sure. Wait, before you go, tell me what's going on behind you here. What
are these little things?
Yeah, good vibes, peachy.
We got good vibes, peachy. That one says no bad days.
Okay, nice. Well, see,
my little Tumblr filming wall,
That's what you need. Tumblr will never die.
It will never die. Well, just thank you so much for this. I'm really
Absolutely.
excited. Next time you're through, we got to do something for sure.
Or come to LA, dude. What's up?
I'm hoping with this new gig that I have over here, fingers crossed, I can be over there some more. So if I am, I'll hit you up.
Awesome. Keep doing you, girl.
You too, man.
All
Thank
right.
you.
See you. Bye.